Since we've just turned over a new year, I felt like it was a really good opportunity for us to talk about some new habits that I'm going to try to implement in 2026 to make the most of this year. I really hope that I can take this year and use it to make myself, my family, my home, our budget even better than it was in 2025. And I have 26 frugal, healthy, productive habits that I'm going to try to implement in my life this year. I thought I would share them with you. Maybe you can share all of your habits that you hope to implement in your life down in the comments below. We can make 2026 a really good year, even if last year was a little bit of a wreck, even if you feel like you've gotten off to a slow start. I hope that by the end of the video, you will see that even little small changes, new habits that are not extravagant can make a really big difference in your life. I hope that they make a big difference in mine this year, and I'm really excited about sharing them with you. When you think about being at the very beginning of a new year, there's all kinds of things that you can think of to do to make big, huge changes in your life, and sometimes that can be overwhelming. That's how I feel sometimes. I want to do big, grandiose things to make big, powerful differences in my life, but what I've really decided is it always comes down to the little, small, daily changes that I can make in my life so that I can make my days better, which will add up to a better year. If I can just make small changes every day, I know that I will feel better about myself and my productivity, and I hope that they can be encouragements for you to sort of write down your list of 26 things that if you can do on a regular, repeated basis will bring really good, helpful, beneficial results to you this year. Number one on my list is to get enough rest. I am the type of person that has to have plenty of rest. I know not everyone has to get 8 hours, but I do. If I'm going to be my best, if I'm going to have a kind, compassionate attitude towards my family, if I'm not going to lose my mind during the day, I've got to have a good rest the night before. And so this year, I'm really going to try to focus on putting my phone down, setting aside time to sort of wind down in the evening, and get in bed early enough so that I can get a good 8 hours of sleep and still wake up around 6 or 6:30. That is sort of the sweet spot for me in my family and in our life, and I hope to really be able to do more of that this year. Number two, I'm going to try really hard to make walking a habit. Now, I don't sit around much. In my daily life, I'm often moving around, going from here to there, doing different things in my home or even outside. But what I realized when I started walking recently was my stamina is not good and my lung capacity is really bad. So I didn't really realize how much a benefit walking was until I got back outside and started trying to walk regularly. And so now I see how important it is to make that a priority. And if you want to make this habit a priority as well, I'm starting a new walk with me. You can either watch live at 9 o'clock or you can watch the replay later in the day. But I hope to not only encourage myself by forcing myself to schedule those, but also I want to encourage you to spend some time walking outside so we can just take a little bit of time to take better care of ourselves. Number three, I'm going to try really hard to complete all of my daily tasks for my home so that I can keep my home in order, at least to an operational level. My home is never going to be perfectly clean for a long period of time. I've come to realize that. We live here. We are always at home, and so a lot of what I see around me is live-in clutter. I'm trying to put that at a minimum, and as I go through my daily tasks of making sure that the kitchen is clean, the bed is made, the floors are swept, if I can just stay on top of those tasks, I think that my stress level will continue to go down and my enjoyment of my home will continue to rise. I hope to work on that so that it just becomes second nature for me to make sure and do these simple tasks. If I do them every day, my home just works better, looks better, and is a better reflection of who I want to be and what I want to create for my family. Number four is to meal plan. I know that this seems very simple, and I know that this is the key to success in frugal living, but I'm not a planner. By nature, I am very much just spur of the moment in the things that I think about doing, in the way that I run my home. I wish I wasn't that way, but I've just realized that that's more my tendency. So I really have to buckle down hard and try more than most in order to write down a meal plan and stick to it. This year, I'm really hoping that I can keep that in the forefront of my mind and as a main focus of my week, to begin on Saturday or Sunday, laying out the plan for the meals for the week, going to the grocery store, getting the things that I cannot source from my home, and then have the plan in place and implement the plan. This sounds simple. It's difficult for me, but I really hope that I can make 2026 the year of the meal plan. Number 5, I'm really going to try to use cash as much as possible. So Chris and I have agreed on a weekly amount that I will use for food, animals, household things, other purchases that might come up during the month. So I'm trying to make a habit of going to the bank right when the paycheck comes in, getting the cash, putting it in my wallet so that it will be there easy for me to access and use instead of using my debit card. I feel like I can be a better money manager if I actually can see the amount of money that's going in and out of the wallet on a regular basis. It helps me to keep a good gauge on how much I'm spending, and it really is encouraging when there's money left over at the end of the week. And I normally wouldn't just see that if I had been using a debit card instead. So I really feel like this is going to be a big step in the right direction financially for me to be able to start using cash and stop using the plastic. Number 6, I'm going to try really hard to make decluttering a daily habit. Somehow things always seem to find their way into my home, and I've been trying to work really hard on getting things out, but there's still a lot of work that needs to be done in order to get our home less cluttered, less chaotic, and less full. I just feel like sometimes shoving everything out the door is a good answer to a lot of my problems. I can't do that. I have to be a little more strategic than that. But I do feel like if I can make it a daily habit of just going around, finding some things that we are done with, that we do not use any longer, or that could be donated and be better used in other places by other families rather than be in my house taking up my space, I feel like that will go a long way in creating a more peaceful, calm atmosphere in our home. Chaos breeds chaos, and peace breeds peace, and I really believe that. And I really feel like I have a lot of work to do this year on getting a lot of stuff out of our home so that we can create an atmosphere of peaceful content. Number 7, water my houseplants. I do not know why I struggle with this. If a houseplant comes in, it is very likely to die. I try really hard to not neglect them, but for some reason, watering a houseplant just seems like something that can be put off until tomorrow. And I don't know if you know this, but if you put off something for a lot of tomorrows, the plant finally just gives up and dies, and you have to throw it away. And that's what happens to me on a regular basis. What does it say about me that I'm just neglecting those little bitty houseplants that do nothing but good? I want to do better about focusing on the little things throughout the day that really will make a big impact, and not allowing my houseplants to die, I feel like will really boost my self-esteem to a new level. I'm going to try really hard not to throw away any houseplants in 2026. Number 8 is sort of related to number 7, and that is figure out how to garden. At this point in my life, I should not still be a novice gardener, but I very much am. Watering is a major problem with me when it comes to gardening, but also knowing what to do, when to plant things, how to take care of them, all of the things that you have to know in order to have a successful garden. I just really do not have that knowledge base yet. I want to work at the beginning of this year to build up my knowledge so that when springtime comes and it's time for me to plant things, I will be ready and I will have an arsenal of knowledge that will help me to be able to grow things and actually succeed in the garden, whereas in the past it's really just been a big flop. Number 9, I really want to reduce our food waste. I have a lot of guilt over this topic. Like, it's really important to me to spend as little money as possible at the grocery store. Everybody pretty much has to spend money at the grocery store, but I want to do it in a way that is resourceful and careful. But it's very often that I will go through the refrigerator and have to throw out a lot of things that I have bought and spent money on and then never used, or maybe it was leftovers that we threw away. It disappoints me so bad to throw food away that I have spent good money on and have just not implemented a good plan and have allowed that to waste. I hope that this year I can do much better at using the food that I purchase, not allowing it to go bad, and being more creative in using the things that I have already obtained in order to make the most use of every purchase at the grocery store. Number 10, I want to make less trash. This may seem sort of silly and not a big deal, but I do not understand how our family of 4 creates as much trash as we do. Our garbage can is always like overflowing by the time our garbage day gets here. I don't know what we're doing that is creating that much excess trash, but I really want to try to curb it as much as we can. We burn a lot of the boxes and other paper things that we accumulate in our home, and then we're still overflowing the garbage can. I just don't like the thought of sending that much garbage to the landfill on a regular basis. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but the one thing that I do know I'm going to try to do is be more aware and alert of the things that we're throwing in the garbage to try to reduce that as much as possible. I don't want to have just a lot of junk laying around because I don't want to throw it away. That's not what I'm saying. But I want to try to create less garbage. And I think in order for me to do that, I'm going to have to be more mindful about the packaging that I bring into the house, about buying in bulk instead of individual cartons of things. I don't know exactly how I'm going to implement this, but it's going to begin by becoming more aware of the things that we are throwing away. Maybe we can at least reduce it enough so that the lid to the garbage can is not like flopping open when the garbage man gets here. Number 11, I'm going to try to eat out less. Now, eating out is enjoyable. I love to go out to eat with my family, and I also love not having to do the dishes. But eating out is so expensive. It is very difficult for me to 100% thoroughly enjoy it because all I can think of while I'm there is what kind of food could I have bought at Aldi or Walmart for my family for the week, and we are just sitting here eating it for one meal. Now, there are benefits to eating out. I love the relationship building aspect of eating out. So I'm not saying I'm never going to eat out in 2026. That's not reasonable for my family, and actually they probably would kick me out of the family if I tried to implement that. But what I do want to do is reduce the amount of times that we eat out. And in particular, I want to try really hard to plan ahead so that we can eat at home nice, enjoyable meals instead of eating out at a restaurant. That way we can enjoy one another's company, have nice, enjoyable food to eat while saving money and eating healthier all at the same time. Number 12, I want to try to shop used first. There are a lot of things that a growing family is going to need, and I want to try to keep a running list of the things that I'm looking for so that when I go to the thrift store, yard sales, estate sales, I can look on that list and know that I'm not just buying junk, but know that I'm buying things that my family actually needs. It's really easy just to go online, shop something from Amazon, get it delivered, but the quality is usually less than what you might find at the thrift store if you're very careful about the things that you're looking for. It is much better to go to the yard sales around and find things that you're looking for at a huge discount that really are good, high quality items. I want to try to, whenever my family needs something, think of shopping used before I think of going and buying something cheap off of Amazon or Walmart and getting it delivered. That's something I'm really going to try to do more of this year. Number 13, I want to use my resources wisely. I have been given so many gifts. I can look around and see so many blessings that I have been given, so many resources that I have at my disposal, and I do not want to neglect those. I want to be aware of the time that I have, and I want to use my time wisely. I want to be aware of the food that we have in our home, the food that we've stored up in our pantry and in our freezers, all of the animals that I have been given, and I want to use them as good resources. Our vehicles, our home, I want to use everything that God has given me in a wise and careful way. I want to not neglect my resources, especially the amount of time. The older I get, the more I value time and time well spent. And when I run out of time, I really want to feel like I used what I had to the best of my ability. Number 14, pray, pray, pray. That's a habit that I really want to work on. I talked to y'all in one of my Walk With Me videos about my theme for 2026 is just pray and prevail. And I really hope that I can put into practice the Bible verse that says pray without ceasing. I hope that I can do that on a regular basis, and it just becomes so much of a habit for me that it is my first response to whatever situation is happening at the moment. My first response is going to be to pray and ask for wisdom, guidance, blessing, and then move forward from there. I want to be a prayerful person in 2026. Number 15, I want to embrace new relationships. 2026 is going to be a year of change for my family for a number of different reasons that we will get into later. But one of the reasons is that we are transitioning to a different church. We're trying to find a new church family to worship with, and that is going to entail me meeting a lot of new people. My whole family is going to have to develop new relationships with new friends, and that's going to be an exciting time, but also it can really be hard. Building new relationships is not something that I'm very good at. I'm much more comfortable in a settled in relationship, but this year I hope to really appreciate the opportunities that come in embracing new relationships with new friends and new family, and that's something that I'm really looking forward to this year. Number 16 is to nurture my current relationships. I really value old friends, and if you have friends who have been your friends for a long time, you know the amount of effort and time it takes to build a really close relationship with someone. I want to value that and nurture that. And even though I'm going through a little bit of a transitional phase in my life, I still want to stay connected and glued to the people who are important to me, who I love dearly, who I've spent years and even decades building relationships with. I want to make sure and tap into that and not neglect those relationships that are so important to me. In 2026, I hope to not only create new relationships, but also really tap into appreciating and nurturing the relationships that I already have. Number 17, I want to really try to harness social media. I love YouTube. I am so thankful for the relationships that I have built through YouTube and for the opportunity to share my life with you here. But I also understand the negative impact that social media has on my family, on my life personally, and also on everyone else in the world's life as well. Pretty much everyone is affected by social media, and I think we're pretty much all looking for ways to use it more wisely, to not be so consumed by it. I have actually deleted Facebook and Instagram off of my phone. What it has really allowed me to do is to stop the insane amount of time that I was spending watching reels or shorts or other kinds of videos or reading long posts that really are irrelevant or not helpful. Just deleting it altogether has been very beneficial for me. I will download it on Fridays whenever I upload my video. I just throw out the fact that my video is live. I take them back off, and it really has helped me to reduce the amount of time that I spend scrolling on my phone. I want my phone to be a tool that is useful and good instead of one I allow the devil to use as a time waster for me. So I'm really going to try in 2026 to harness the good things in social media, use them to my advantage, and to be a blessing to me and my family. I hope that these videos can be a benefit and helpful to you, but I'm really going to try not to participate in a lot of the clickbait, waste your time kind of video content. I don't want to participate in that. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to create it. I don't want to encourage you to watch it. So I hope that what I can do is create content that is helpful and beneficial for you, that it's good for me to share with you, and then I can consume a little bit that is useful for me and go on and live life to the fullest. Number 18, this is the year I'm going to start flossing. I know that we should not have to be talking about this. I know that at 46 years old, I should be able to say that I floss several times a day on a regular basis. I do not. I'm going to try really hard to make it a regular habit of mine to floss my teeth in 2026. Now you can check in with me and see how I'm doing. Hopefully I will not have fallen off of the bandwagon, but I have a dentist appointment in a minute and I'm a little nervous about it. Number 19, I am going to start taking my vitamins. This again, I should be old enough. This should not be a problem for me, but I get busy and I think it's like watering the plants. I just think I can do it later and I never do. And then I've already gone to bed and I forgot to take them again. I know that vitamins help me. I know that as I get older that my hormones are really starting to fluctuate, and I know that vitamins are going to help me combat any kind of negative issues coming from that. I know that it needs to be a priority, and I hope that this year is the year that I learn how to take my vitamins on a regular basis. I know my mom will be so proud of me. Number 20, this year I hope to keep my sourdough starter alive. I have allowed my sourdough starter to die like 17 different times, and I'm really hoping that this year is the year that I can keep my sourdough starter alive in perpetuity, that it never dies again, and that even I'm able to share it with other people. I hope that I can get my life together to the point where I'd never have to pour another dead sourdough starter down the drain. I'm wondering that maybe if I name it, it will help me to remember to feed it. So if you have any good sourdough starter names, I would love to hear those down in the comments. I really feel like I can do this. I know I can do this. Number 21, this goes along with sourdough. I'm going to bake more bread in 2026. Now, homemade bread is something that gives me so much joy. Making bread makes me happy. Smelling fresh bread makes me happy. Eating bread out of the oven covered in butter is one of my favorite things in the world, and I want to do more things that bring me joy. And making bread is one of those things that's a simple thing that I can do to just ground me, make me feel happy and joyful. It's a really good use of my time, and I hope that I can do it on a very, very regular basis in 2026. Number 22, I'm going to try really hard to buy less online. I wish it was not so easy to just click a button and get a box delivered to your door. I mean, it is beneficial and it is good, and there are some really nice perks to that part of our life now, but I just feel like it's constant that there's new boxes at my doorstep all the time, and I feel like it is becoming a problem for me. Like, I just buy things without giving it enough thought. And instead of being intentional about what I'm buying, what I'm bringing in, what I'm spending my money on, I'm just allowing things to just accumulate, and I'm allowing myself to purchase things at the encouragement of other people, or when I see something that I think might be good for one of the kids. I just have a tendency to buy too much, and especially to buy too much online. I think it would be better if I just bought too much at the thrift store. It's easier to get rid of that stuff because you only spent a couple of dollars on it to begin with. And it sort of, in my mind, is disposable if I buy it at the thrift store. If I don't like it, I can use it for a couple of days and then it not be wasteful for me to get rid of it. So I really want to try and buy fewer things online and get fewer things delivered to my house. Number 23, I'm going to try to eat more whole foods. I would like to tell myself that I am a healthy eater and that we don't eat a lot of junk, but I just don't think I'm being honest with myself when I say that, because I would much rather have a bag of potato chips than I would an apple, and I feel like that's a problem. So this year, I'm going to try really hard to focus on whole food options, especially when I'm looking for a snack. I'm going to try really hard to choose whole foods, maybe fruits or vegetables, instead of the potato chips. And this is going to be a work in progress. I'm going to have to wean myself off of them. But hopefully, by the end of the year, I can say it's been a while since I've eaten a bag of potato chips. That's my goal. I'm not saying I'm going to succeed. I'm just saying that's what I'm going to try to do. So I'm going to try to eat more whole foods. And number 24 is I'm going to try to learn more about the nutritional value of different foods. I have this book and I love this book. I am like just poring over it. And the whole book is just full of little nuggets of benefits of different foods that you can eat for particular problems. So like it's categorized by different issues that you might be experiencing. You go to that chapter and it tells you all of the things that you can eat to try to solve whatever issue it is that you're having. And it has been so eye-opening to me. I really believe that God has given us everything that we need to solve all of our medical problems in the foods and plants that He has provided for us. I really believe that, and this book is really helping me to underline and emphasize that thought. It is really opening my eyes to all of the benefits of eating real whole food, and I hope to add to my knowledge about nutrition, not only for my benefit, but I'm really excited about sharing some of that with you this year. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I'm going to try to implement all of those things that I'm learning on a regular basis throughout the year, so maybe we can learn together. Number 25, this year I'm going to learn how to enjoy the quiet. I have never been someone who likes to just sit in solitude. This year, I really want to learn how to just sit still and be quiet and gain the benefits from those activities. I really feel like there's too much noise in my life, too many voices, too much chaos going on in the world right now. And one thing that I can do to sort of ground myself so that I can be grounded for my family is to just cut off all of the noise sometimes and just sit and think in the quiet. I just really feel like that's going to be very beneficial for me this year. So I hope I can learn how to do that, and I hope I can learn how to do it well. Number 26 is this year I'm going to try to make it a habit to save as much as I can on groceries. I've begun like this new activity of going through Aldi and just looking for all of those little red dots in the meat and produce and bakery section. And I'm hoping that that will allow me to feed my family really, really good, wholesome, healthy food at a big discount. Like the other day, I was able to find organic chicken breast half off because it was going out of date the next day. And so I just brought it home and put it in my freezer, and now I have really good high quality meat to feed my family that I didn't spend a lot of money on, and it also is going to allow me to meal plan from the food that I have already on hand, which is going to allow me to save even more. So I'm really hopeful that this year is going to be the year that I finally turn the corner and am able to, on a regular basis, spend a lot less on my grocery expenses. And that's going to be a big part of what we're going to do together on this channel this year. Me sharing all of my deal finds with you, coming into the kitchen, creating meals for my family, and trying to help you create good, healthy meals at a discount for your family as well. So if that sounds like something you are all about and into, I hope that you will make sure and subscribe to the channel. I am looking forward to spending this year with you. I hope that the content that I create here on this channel is encouraging and uplifting to you. I hope that it gives you hope that you can do the hard things, that you can feed your family good, wholesome food without spending a ton of money. I hope that you can learn that this is a safe place for you to come and be encouraged and find some helpful hints and tips that will help you be a better mom, wife, and homemaker for your family. I really enjoy you being here. Thank you so much for watching today. I'm looking forward to the year ahead, and I'm looking forward to spending it with you. I hope you have a wonderful week. I love you, and I will see you again next time.